they can hear you, George.
Oh, hadn't realised that. Do you hear that? It's the pigs.
What's the problem?
See your house?
I'm in residence here, yes.
Squat, is it then?
That's not your problem, is it?
I'm just trying to establish who's in charge here.
You see, officer. Shut up! Sorry, you see, there's a few of us live here. Nobody's in charge.
Yeah, well, the point is we've had complaints about the noise and it wants keeping down, all right?
Noise. I mean, you can't call this noisy. Once I shut the door, nobody
Yeah,
will
well, that's
hear
because you've just turned it down, but I heard it, and it was way over the top.
People around here don't like us because we're squatting, so we get the blame for everything. Now, that's not justice, is it?
Name? Give me your name, please.
I haven't done anything.
You're obliged to identify yourself. If you don't, we can always do it the hard way.
McHugh.
First name?
Darryl.
Harold.
No, Darryl. D-A-R.
Yeah, all right, I've got it. Now just keep the noise down, please, Mr. McHugh. We won't have to bother you
Yes,
again.
sir. Will do, sir.
Well, the noise is down. That's what matters, eh? How? Winning by appearing to lose. Like in the book.
Cobblers.
You sure? Liven up your yogurt.
No thanks.
No vices tonight, Viv?
I've got to be here till 6 and then I'm in court at 10 in the morning. If I start knocking it back, I'll be fit for nothing.
CID! Yeah, put her through. Detective Sergeant Roach. Yeah, this happened to you? Oh, I see. To your flatmate. Well, can you give me your name and address? Uh-huh. And when did this take place? Earlier on this evening. Well, we should speak to her as soon as possible. Yes, a woman officer will be present to talk to your friend. We should be with you in a few minutes. Have you done the SOIT course?
Sexual offences.
Yeah, we got a rape complaint.
Where's the victim?
At the scene. We pick up the kid on the way.
Right, Sarge.
No trace of Darryl McHugh, George.
Okay, cheers, June.
I don't know what you're worried about. He's only been making a noise.
A good copper trusts his instincts.
You mean he got up your nose? That could be unconscious bias, you know.
Yeah, Phil. You're dead right. I mean, you're a harmless, gormless pillock. You get up my nose.
Hello. Are you Marie Summers?
No, she's my flatmate. I rang up. Come in.
My name's Viv. What's yours?
Tina.
Is Marie here now, Tina?
She's in her room.
Do you know where the attack took place?
Here.
Were you here at the time?
No.
Which room did it happen in?
Well, her room, I suppose. I mean, she was there when I got back.
Was the man still here then? Right, Viv. You talk to Marie. I'll get some details from you.
In here.
It's the police.
Marie, my name's Viv. Can I come in?
You the police?
Yes. Can I talk to you? Can see where your pocket money goes.
Sorry?
Clothes. You could open a boutique in here.
Oh, yeah, that's what I should do. I don't get the wear out of most of it.
See it, buy it, then decide you don't like it. You don't have to tell me. What's your job, Marie?
I do a bit of temping, secretarial, just this and that. I'm still getting settled, really.
Do your family live in London?
No, out in Essex.
Bachelor girl in the big city?
I never wanted this.
Marie, can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, okay.
What state was the room in?
Normal. Nothing out of the ordinary.
What about Marie?
Well, she was like curled up in a bed,
Looked like she might have been crying.
Was she dressed?
Yeah.
Had she changed her clothes since then?
No.
And he said, I'll see you then. As if we were still big mates. I told him to go to hell.
And that's when he left?
Yeah.
Then what did you do?
Nothing. Stayed in here. A bit later, Tina came back in. I told her. She said that we ought to ring you.
You sound as if you weren't too sure.
I thought...
Well, go on, Marie.
I thought that you blame me.
Why should we blame you?
Well, what it looks like. I mean, it looks like I was asking for it, right? I mean, I've been with him before. I let him come up here.
The point is, Marie, on this occasion he had sex with you without your consent. That's what you've told me.
Yes.
Then that's rape.
But you know what he'll say.
We'll find out what he's got to say very shortly. I'll tell you what we're going to do now, Marie. You can change your clothes here. I'll bag them up so they can be examined for evidence. Then we're going to go somewhere where you can have a medical examination, not a police station. Somewhere a lot more comfortable than that. Is that okay with you?
Do you have to do it all now?
From the point of view of getting evidence, backing up your story, the sooner the better.
There's more reports of noise from the party at Terp Street. Can you deal, George?
OK, June, we're on our way. Back to Terp Street, my son. Party time again.
Don't know if you're approaching this one in a spirit of diplomacy and conciliation, George.
We must keep the suspect and the victim strictly apart, on separate locations, separate vehicles, separate offices. That way there can't be anything from the fence about forensic evidence crossing over.
And I'll take the SO kit to the suite.
Yeah, you've got all your sample containers in there. Pay attention to the seals and the labels.
Got it.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 5.
Sierra Oscar 5 from Sierra Oscar. Go ahead, Sarge.
What's that?
Yeah.
We need a vehicle to take Martella and victim to the victim examination suite.
It's the pigs again!
Would you please open the door?
What noise?
If I come in, I'd like to speak to Darryl McHugh, please.
Darryl? He's not here.
Come on, love, he lives here. I spoke to him the last time.
No, he doesn't live here. He was just winding you up. He's gone, isn't
No, he's totally gone. Where to?
he? Angel, you know, like he hates.
Yeah, but you won't mind if I have a look round then, will you? I won't. Is your premises, mate?
Is this it?
Come in, Marie. Doctor's on her way. I'll take your jacket. Now, the thing about this place is you can treat it like your own. It's like a flat. Once you've had your examination, you can have a nice hot shower, wash your hair, get yourself back together properly. Excuse me a minute. Sit down, Marie. Hello, come in. Marie, this is Dr. Andrews.
Jane Andrews. Hello, Marie.
Hello.
You know why I need to examine you?
Yes.
Look, hang on. I've got to lock the place up anyway.
All right, then.
It's only a bit of a laugh. I mean, I didn't do anything.
We'll sort out who did what when we get to the station. Go on.
What'll happen?
Yeah, maybe assault. Depends on their attitude. If they sober up politely, they'll probably just get slung out in a couple of hours. Give that place a spin. I bet you find a few things.
Yes, I appreciate how late it is, Mr. Holden, but I have to see him.
That's
No,
very
no,
well, Black.
no. I'll wake him. You stay here with Mr. Holden. Mrs. Holden, Detective Sergeant Roach. Sorry about this. Where's Matthew's room?
It's the one at the end.
Matthew Holden, police. I'm arresting you for the rape of Marie Summers at approximately 11:30 last night at Northwick Street.
Take your time, Marie. Listen, I've just spoken to my colleague, Sergeant Roach. Matthew Holden's been arrested. So we believe you, right?
Yeah.
Right, what have you got for us, Doctor? We've got the bloke, so we want to move fast.
Just the basics. Intercourse has taken place recently. Before that, she's had regular intercourse. Bruising is starting to emerge on the upper arms.
Force was used.
Not bad enough to be a definite indicator. The fact that she was held doesn't mean she was forced.
Problem, Doc?
Mr. Holden is refusing to give a blood sample.
You can't make me. And when do I get my clothes back?
I've already explained to you that it's in your own best interest to provide forensic evidence to establish what happened.
Feeling more like your old self?
Yeah.
Come and sit down. Can you give me that statement now?
Oh, do you need it now?
Come in, come in. Take a seat, Matthew. You don't mind if I call you Matthew, do you?
No.
Right, well, this is just a preliminary interview, Matthew, just to check up on some details about yourself. You'll be interviewed about the alleged offence at a later date. All right? Take a seat. It's all right. Now then, Matthew Holden, you're 23 years old, you live with your parents, and you're an articled clerk with a firm of accountants, is that right?
That's right.
My brother's boy, he went in for accountancy. It's a long, hard slog, as I understand it. Yeah. He was still studying when his second kid came along. Mind you, it's a good career. Good career, as long as you pass all your exams. You've got to be a good examinee, as they say.
I've been lucky so far.
I've worked with accountants once or twice. Yeah, they're bright boys.
So then he drove you home. Did you ask him in, or did he ask to come in?
Well, he'd given me a lift home. I mean, it was out of his way. I just thought offer him a cup of coffee.
You asked him in?
Yeah.
And what did he do?
He came up behind me when I was making the coffee and put his arms round me. I said, you know, get off, I've got boiling water, yeah.
And what did he do?
Oh, he let go. He didn't make any fuss about it. Then we just took the coffee in my room. And, you know, we just talked, like, what you've been doing sort of thing.
Where were you sitting, Marie?
I sat on the bed and he was on the chair. And then he got up and came over and sat on the bed. And I kind of said, here, what's all this? And he took hold of me and he kissed me.
Did you try and stop him?
No, not then, not really. I mean, it was only a kiss. Then I sort of pulled away and said, that's your lot, good night.
In those words?
Yeah. Well, he got hold of me again and he said, oh, no, it's not. He was feeling me. I was trying to push his hand away. I said, no, stop it, I don't want this. And he said, I know what you want, and he was just like on top of me.
And were you fighting him? Resisting him?
As much as I could, but I mean, he was like on top of me. I had to get my two hands up because I was trying to lift him off, you know, just so that I could breathe.
And did you shout for help? Scream?
There wasn't anyone else in the flat. Giving the neighbours a cheap thrill wouldn't have done any good, but I asked him, you know, I told him, please, Matt.
And then?
He just did it. He just did it to me.
Did what? You have to say exactly.
Oh, God, what do you want me to say? I can't say these things to you.
Look, it's all right. Let it go. You've got to get it out sometime.
It's my fault. I shouldn't have come home with him. I shouldn't have brought him in here. I should have stopped him.
Right then. I think we've had a chance to get to know each other. You're going to have to go back to the cells now. But you rest assured, Matthew, that we are just as concerned as you are to get this sorted out as quickly as possible.
So, What are we up against?
Well, Holden comes over as quite a decent chap. Good family, educated, good prospects.
So he's a nice, clean boy, and Marie's a bit of a slag. That the picture?
I am just telling you how he comes over. Keep your hair on.
So what will he say? There's got to be enough forensic to put him at the scene.
Oh, you go for consent. They've got a history together.
Well, she's not denying the history. The point is, no way did she consent last night.
She invited him in. They were in her bedroom.
That's not consent to have sexual intercourse, Ted. Some blokes at this Nick should write that on the palms of their hands.
All I am saying is that so far it's consistent with consent. Now, I am looking for places to break Holden's story, all right?
It's all supposed to be over. I mean, I still don't see why you have to harass us any further.
Oh, shut it, Sean. I said they could look round, otherwise we'd have been in the nick all night.
It was a perfectly normal evening. We went back to Marie's flat, went to bed together. It had happened, I don't know how many times before.
We'll need a lot more detail than that, Matthew. You moved from the chair to her bed, where Marie was.
Sure.
Did she say anything?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
It's not easy to discuss something like this.
Of course not. But we have Marie's version of events, so obviously we'll need yours.
She might have said, "What's all this?" Sort of, well, teasing.
She might have said it.
Well, she did say that.
What did you say? Oh, come on, Matthew. She asked you a question. What did you say?
I didn't say anything. I just kissed her. She was quite willing.
Willing to be kissed?
Willing. Excited.
That's what you thought?
Good God, I'd been with the girl enough times.
And then what?
Then matters took their course, as usual.
Anything else said?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Perhaps... oh, things people say. Endearments. I don't remember.
Marie said, "That's your lot. Good night." Didn't she, Matthew?
I don't remember that.
Well, it's hardly an endearment, is it?
I don't remember her saying that.
And then you were feeling her. And she tried to push your hand away. And she said, "No, stop it. I don't want this." Do you remember that, Matthew?
She might have said, "No, stop it," but the words don't mean the same thing out of context. I knew she was just teasing. Well, it's like saying, "Oh, naughty boy," something like that, just to increase the excitement.
And when she tried to push your hand away, was that just teasing, Matthew?
She didn't do that.
Did she do anything?
What do you mean?
I mean, did Marie Summers do or say anything to convince you that she consented? Because you haven't mentioned it so far.
You don't negotiate over a casual bit of sex. You know where you are with a girl like Marie.
I don't know Marie, Matthew.
She knows the score. If a girl like that takes you home and sprawls across the bed...
If she does that...
Well, you don't ask her to sign a contract, do you?
You knew what she wanted.
Sure I did.
In fact, you said so. I know what you want, you said.
I might have said something along those lines.
And that's good enough for you. You know Marie's mind. You don't need her consent.
She consented. She let me do it.
Oh, do you want to take a butcher's upstairs? What's in here?
That's where we put all kinds of, like, rubbish.
Well, when the floors are full, you mean?
Eh?
Did you know he was in here?
Oh, God.
Did either of you know?
Look, it's got nothing to do with us, all right?
Shout from Monroe and get an ambulance.
Sierra Oscar from 134.
Now, you realize that we're analyzing forensic evidence from you and Marie, both from your clothing and from Marie's bedroom.
Yes.
So we will be able to establish a great deal about what happened. Now, I want you to bear that in mind when you answer these next questions. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, earlier on, you said you and Marie went back to her flat. You went to bed together. But that's not exactly right, is it?
How do you mean?
Well, you had sex with Marie. There's no argument about that, is there?
No.
But going to bed together, now in my mind that would mean getting undressed, sliding between the sheets.
Well, it's a figure of speech.
So it isn't exactly what you meant.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
When you and Marie Summers had sex, she was almost fully dressed, wasn't she?
So what?
Marie's in her own bedroom, on her own bed, at 11:30 at night. Why wouldn't she want to get undressed?
You'd have to ask her.
We know her answer. She didn't consent to what was happening to her.
That's nonsense. Having clothes on doesn't prove anything. We were in a hurry, excited. It doesn't prove a thing.
Of course, it's easier to rearrange clothing if you're holding someone down.
I wasn't holding her down.
What if I tell you she has bruises on her arms consistent with being gripped by a man's hands?
I didn't say I didn't hold her arms. I mean, you hold someone in the act, you hold them, and that's not the same as force.
I want you to give some thought to what I'm going to put here now, Matthew. You went out with Marie. You were lovers, is that right?
Yes.
You must still have some feelings for her. Now, Marie says that you put her through a very painful and distressing experience. Well, you've got a chance to do something for her now. You can save her from talking about you and her and your intimate affairs in court. I want you to take some time and think about whether you'll do that for Marie. Will you think about that, Matthew?
I don't see the point.
Just spend some time thinking about it. Please, Matthew. You'll be helping us. You'll help Marie. And I think you'll be helping yourself too, Matthew.
Did he come across?
Oh, he did it all right. No doubt about it. And I almost had him admitting it. Well, listen to the tape. One of the longest silences on record as I stare him out. Yeah, he wanted to cough up all right. I think his whole future career flashed in front of him.
So now what? You gonna have another go?
Nah. It's 50-50. A few years ago, what we've got now wouldn't have been enough for prosecution, but times are changing. Who knows?
But you're gonna charge him?
Oh, I'll charge him all right. Policy these days for a rape. And I wouldn't want to disappoint you.